you know. Because, for example, I love to know exactly what is going on. I do not like people massaging and changing the truth to make it easier for me to handle. I want you to tell me everything. And so I'm looking that maybe, I suppose, if harm is the result of sharing the truth, maybe the fault isn't with the truth, but with the delivery system. The style and the energy with which I do anything is important, it's relevant, it's significant. So the style and energy with which I tell the truth, now it's up for consideration. I mean, consider that. The style and the energy with which you tell the truth can turn your truth-telling into a weapon or to a wand. Can be used to heal or to harm. Freedom. The style and the energy with which you do anything has something to do with your motive, your intention. It's all wrapped up together. That's what we talked about all last month. Something about what's going on inside has got something to do with what's going on outside. Can't get away from it. Can't get away from it. Anyway, when I talk about telling the truth, I'm always concerned that people will be hearing this message and they will think that it's an invitation to just bash each other over the head with telling the truth. Edward said I should tell the truth. Bang. Not really. Unless, of course, that is exactly what you want to do. Then at least now you can be honest about it. I don't care about the delivery system. I don't care about how my truth comes across because I'm telling you the truth and so it is. Then you can just fess up that you want to cause that kind of harm. One of the authors in the book, I'm sure he would not agree with me on this point, because I am strongly in favor of taking the time to check my motives before telling somebody what I think is the truth. Not to stop telling that truth, but to clean up my act before telling it. And one of the authors, what I get from him, he's more like, just tell it as quickly as possible. However it comes out, tell it. Ew. My concern is that what comes out of this here mouth spontaneously is not always the truth. Do you know what I mean? And besides, I am too concerned about the reflective circular nature of the universe and how that hurt that I put out into the world has a nasty habit of coming back into my own world. And the hurt that I put out in the world is not only me who gets to pay for it, but the people around me. I see how I have that effect. I can really mess it up for a bunch of people. So I'm interested in examining my motives, because my motives determine my style. And then my style for doing things, that determines the effect I have. So it's all connected, inside, outside. So that's the invitation this month. Begin to examine what's going on inside. I hope you'll do it with me. Begin to examine your own motives in your communication, especially when you think you have to tell the truth to somebody. And if you discover in your intentions there is a cause, a desire to get even, cause harm, then don't proceed. That's my advice. Don't proceed. Go get help first and then tell the truth later. The truth is eternal. It will wait. Don't you know? It will just wait for you. It'll be there to be told. And your version's not that special. And if the truth, your version of the truth, is really difficult, then try at least to be responsible for the consequences of your telling it. And so be kind. And I have to watch out for that, be kind, because sometimes I use kindness as an excuse. It's one of the other silent agreements of our culture. Be kind. Uses it as a rationalization for withholding the truth. Oh, it would kill your mother if she ever found out that you're gay. It's my grandmother's voice. So, of course, I didn't tell my mother until I was an adult, because I thought I would kill her. Do you know the problem with subtle lying for the sake of kindness? It doesn't always work out as intended. Things get worse. My personal experience of it, at least, it's kind of like this. It causes a kind of hurt over an extended period of time that is very difficult to recover from because it happens so fast. You see, because here's how it goes. In a relationship, for example, there's this ongoing kindness lying until all of a sudden, bam, what will the truth do? It will come out. And there you have instant karma and the instantaneous accumulation of all of the resentment and pain that's packed into that moment from all of the withholding, and oh my God, that hurts. That hurts. Ouch. And you know what I'm learning about myself and other people is actually we can actually get over having our feelings hurt much better than we give each other credit for. I mean, we're made out of tough stuff. I'm not advocating verbal violence. I'm just saying that we are far more resilient than we give each other credit for. What we don't seem to be good at getting over is discovering that we've been lied to, especially for extended periods of time. There's something about that. I don't know what it is. And what else I'm discovering about myself, and maybe this is true for you, is that oftentimes when I say I am protecting her feelings, I'm actually protecting. Helpful advice in the book. Helpful advice. It says, especially to people who are saying, oh, well, I'm protecting somebody else's feelings by not telling the whole truth. The advice is this question. Now, if there was a way to share your truth with another person without being hurtful in the delivery of it, what do you think that method would be? See, I love that. It brings the responsibility right here for me to own what is going on. What would that be? Oh, I've used that a lot. To really think about it. What would that be? A dozen times I've thought about it, and it's helped me realize that some of the truths that I want to say, I want to share, or I want to withhold, or I don't want to say, really those truths are really, really, really more about me than they are about them. Maybe it's not that they can't accept it. It's that I haven't come to terms with it. I haven't stood in it. I remember a teacher of mine once saying to me, I'm remembering her voice so clearly, when I had a very difficult conversation I had to have. And that was very hard for me. She said, Edward, when you are okay with it, then the world will be okay with it. And then I just remember that. And how true it's been for me. Get okay. Even if okay is uncomfortable. Because it's possible that hurt will still happen. Because there's one thing I can't control, and that is how you will receive the information. I can only control how I will approach the situation and the work I will do to prepare myself to deliver it as lovingly as I can. That's all I can control. I'm not certain who wrote these words I'm going to read to you, because it's attributed to different folk. So I'll just say I don't know where this comes from. But it's beautiful. And it goes like this. Oh, the comfort, the inexpressible comfort of feeling safe with a person, having neither to weigh thought or measure words, but pouring them all right out just as they are, chaff and grain together, certain that a faithful hand will take and sift them, keep what is worth keeping, and with a breath of kindness blow the rest away. Oh, I've had that experience, and I aspire to being the kind of person that it's safe to have that experience around. And realistically, I know it's not always like that. Sometimes I don't have that.